So my name is Haley, and I'm an interior designer here in Fargo, and I received services at Progressive Therapy Associates a couple years ago for ADHD and an executive functioning disorder. I actually feel like I use my skills from Progressive in my daily life at work all the time. As I mentioned, I'm an interior designer in town. I do commercial interior design work, so it's a ton of collaboration. It's a ton of organizing and attention to detail and planning and all those executive functioning things that I feel like didn't exist for me previously. It's easy to say, oh, my ADHD and executive functioning disorder just really made school hard for me, but nobody really ever talks about the way that it affects your home life. My laundry was just this impressive mountain at all times, or the dishes in my sink would, be overflowing, or I would never have any groceries, or, you are like living in a disaster zone, your brain feels like a disaster zone, and so it just, it's impossible to kind of navigate that scenario. People just kind of adjusted their expectations for me, which sounds really nice, but it didn't feel great. Feeling like people just she'll get here when she gets here. She's usually around a half an hour late. People just kind of stopped expecting very much from me, which, doesn't feel awesome. Friends would just kind of be like, oh yeah, Haley, she's kind of always late. She's kind of always a little bit spacey. So, for me, Progressive Therapy Associates really was kind of a last resort. I had tried, a variety of different medications. I had, upped my dosage multiple times to the point where I was taking, more, meds for ADHD than I wanted to. They didn't make me feel good. It didn't make me feel like myself. I had trouble sleeping. The negative impacts from the medication that I was taking were enough that I was kind of, there has to be something else. And so really my mom, I think, mentioned, I heard about this, Progressive Therapy Associates, they're speech pathologists, so I don't really get it, but maybe it's worth a try. And for me at that point, college was sort of just, really not going well. I had a number of classes that I had to repeat in the interior design program, which was so defeating. This industry that I care so much about, and I was working collaboratively with my classmates, so a lot of people were depending on me. These balls were not, I was not able to keep these in the air. So it just really felt like, something here has to change. So as a last-ditch effort, my mom was like, let's, give this a try. So we came in for an assessment and very quickly realized that this was going to be a super, super positive thing for me. I really think for me that component of independence is what I'm most proud of. My mom probably wouldn't say it, but I know that for a good portion of my, academic career, she was on edge because of how often she worried about, oh man, what's Haley gonna do? This is, college is expensive and this just isn't working out and what's going on? And so it was so, frustrating and disappointing to constantly be, feeling like I was letting my mom down or, letting the people around me down. So, to feel like, I'm not putting those stresses and pressures on the people around me any longer to try and, keep Haley moving forward, to try and keep Haley together, I can do that for myself. I, can, kind of maneuver that alone instead of relying so heavily on other people.
We see individuals with ADHD, traumatic brain injury, and concussion, as well as stroke.
When people think about speech-language pathology, they typically think about speech disorders or language challenges, which speech therapists can do. But here we've just chosen to focus more on the cognitive aspect. And when I say that, I mean things to do with focus and memory, speed of processing, planning, problem solving, organization, all those daily skills that help you to really function and organize your life.
If you're someone who's struggling with attention or memory or planning, for instance, for a variety of reasons, you can self-refer. You can pick up the phone and call us at 701-356-7766. You can find us on our website and submit your information and come for a free consultation, or your primary care doctor can also refer you for treatment here.